Hello, dear friends. This is our continuous education series, and we will be talking today about Terrazyme in depth. So, when someone asks Dr. Hill is one of the founders of the Terra. When someone asks him, why don't I notice any difference when I take lifelong vitality? He asks in turn, do you take it with Terrazyme? Why it is important to take our food and lifelong vitality is a food supplement with digestive enzymes. So what are enzymes in general? Shall we talk a little bit more about it? Simply put, they're proteins in our body. Our body is protein structure, and all of them play different roles in it. And the enzymes are catalysts for all chemical reactions which are taking place in the body. They are speeding up every single function of our cells. They are speeding up chemical reactions, and this is how our body lives. Imagine your cell like a bulb without electricity. To lighten it up, you'd need electricity, and the electricity should be supported by enzymes. No enzymes, no electricity, and zero cell functioning. Enzymes play a vital role in growth of the cell, in hormonal regulations, in detoxification, in breathing, brain and immune system functioning, and of course, in digesting our food. People tend to think that enzymes needed only for digestion. And many would say, oh, my digestion is fine, I don't need any digestive enzymes. And this is very, very wrong thinking. First of all, let's start from introducing you to two big groups of enzymes. First group is endogenous enzymes, which we produce within our body. This group of enzymes are digestive enzymes, which we mostly produce by pancreas, and there are metabolic enzymes. And metabolic enzymes active in all our tissues, in our blood, in all our organs, and without them, we cannot live. They're essential for our living and functioning of all our organs and tissues. The most important from these are those which protect us against free radicals, so-called detoxification enzymes. And one example of these enzymes would be superoxide dismutase. Simply to say, this is anti-tumor agent. Other metabolic enzymes needed for energy production, like someone would say, I am constantly tired. Even if they take lifelong vitality, they would not feel a difference, and they would remain tired. So this is a sign that metabolic enzymes don't do proper function in their bodies. So what is the answer? Take Terrazyme. Take Terrazyme, the digestive enzymes complex, to help to lighten the bulb. Because when you don't take your digestive enzymes, your metabolic enzymes should start digesting your food. Excuse me. By providing digestive enzymes to the body, you set metabolic enzymes free and give them a chance to do their job which they're supposed to do. But it always happens when I start speaking publicly. So another kind of metabolic enzymes function for tissue repair and elimination of toxic waste. If we did not have metabolic enzymes in our body, we wouldn't be able to eliminate the products of our metabolism, this toxic waste. We would die from poisoning ourselves with our own waste. Another group of endogenous enzymes which our body produce or should produce are digestive enzymes, which are mostly produced by our pancreas, as I said, and transfer the food we eat into energy. So we were talking about endogenous enzymes for a while. What are exogenous enzymes? These are the group of enzymes that we can find in raw food. Every live raw plant has enzymes in it. These enzymes serve these plants' own purposes. But when we eat this food, we consume these exogenous plant enzymes, and they help us to digest food. Just clarifying you one more time for clear mind. We have endogenous enzymes, metabolic and digestive, and exogenous enzymes, which are raw food enzymes. So what is going on? By the age of 40, an average person who lives in a developed country who doesn't eat raw plant foods loses their digestive enzymes by 20%. The pancreas reduces production of digestive enzymes. By the age of 70, and this is official data, you may have only a third of enzymes capacity comparing to a young person. And this is a very optimistic figure. Let me explain you why. Our pancreas performs two main functions. It produces digestive enzymes and it produces insulin. Insulin is the hormone which is vital for converting glucose into energy. For the body, this function of the pancreas is a priority. If pancreas stops producing insulin, we will die. And because of this, very often, our pancreas stops producing digestive enzymes altogether in favor of producing insulin. Let me explain you why. Please recall, what did you eat for breakfast? Porridge, cornflakes, sandwich, tea or coffee with sugar? Mostly carbohydrates that spike our blood sugar level. Okay, please remember that average person would eat for lunch, for example, sandwich, pasta, juice, again, carbohydrates. When there is a time for our tea break, what did you eat? Tea, piece of cake, biscuits, carbohydrates. And if you add your dinner with pizza and glass of wine or beer, the load of carbohydrates, which shoots lots of glucose in our bloodstream, will be huge. Can you now see the picture? Our pancreas do not stop pumping out insulin to take the glucose out of the bloodstream. If they wouldn't do so, we would die because of glucose overload. You know that diabetics have lots of sugar, glucose in their bloodstream, okay? But this is another problem. We will not be talking about this now. So producing digestive enzymes becomes less important for our body, and our pancreas forget how to function this way. This is why when you are on detox, on your own way to a healthier lifestyle, you should supply your body with digestive enzymes. So let's finalize. We don't eat our raw foods, so we don't have raw food enzymes in our diet. Secondly, we eat too much carbohydrates and the pancreas are busy pumping out insulin. And finally, our digestive enzymes decline with age. And here's the result. Because our body cannot get help for digestion of the food we eat from the digestive enzymes which our pancreas compromise producing, the body diverting its capacity in favor of producing digestive enzymes instead of producing metabolic enzymes. So body producing digestive enzymes instead of producing metabolic enzymes. And now please remember the function of metabolic enzymes. And this means we have lesser capacity for detoxification. So our body is sluggish, we have poor skin, we have problems with the liver, bladder, with all elimination organs. And the most important is that our immune system is not that good in detecting pathogens and detecting cancer cells growth. Look at the bigger picture, okay? Then we have low energy because we remember that metabolic enzymes help us to produce energy, right? We have poor skin and slower repair of the tissues because of slower cells restoration. And if we're at the age after 40, we even don't produce new cells for our skin and we age more quickly. We don't want it. Now, there are many formulations on the market of digestive enzymes, but why I chose in this particular complex? Because this is a proprietary blend of 10 whole food enzymes. We eat less raw food, but we take Terrazyme and replenish our shortage. What is important? They're not glandular enzymes. Glandular enzymes made with animal matter. This is very important because glandular enzymes such as pancreatine made by crushing the glands of animals, for example, porcine pancreas. And these enzymes are very aggressive and they should be done only by prescription. Our enzymes are plant derivatives. So they're plant-based. They're actually plants. Now, some people ask questions like, if I take digestive enzymes, will my pancreas become lazy and stop producing my own digestive enzymes? This will never happen if you are taking raw food enzymes, right? Because imagine that instead of this, you may need to eat a kilo of papaya or kilo of carrots or kilo of apples instead of just one capsule. This is how concentrated these raw enzymes. And by the way, when you take glandular enzymes made of, for example, porcine pancreas, you certainly can make your pancreas become lazy, and your body may stop producing. Your body may stop producing your own enzymes in this case. In fact, glandular enzymes should be prescribed only by a doctor in severe enzymatic insufficiency, not be consumed by average person. Remember, many of pancreatic enzymes, glandular and gland enzymes are on the market. So please be reassured that these are all plant whole food enzymes. People with the specific intolerances can wonderfully benefit from this complex. We got here protease to break down proteins from food we eat, for example, papain from papaya. We have here amylase, which helps to break down carbohydrates and starches and sugars. We've got lipase, of course, which helps us to break down fats. By the way, poor fats digestion could be one of the reasons for gaining weight. We have here lactase for those who cannot digest lactose. We have here alpha galactosidase, which helps us to break down polysaccharide sugars, which you may find in legumes and beans. Many people have problems in digesting them, this foodstuff, myself included. If you're bloated after eating legumes and beans, this is your friend forever, this one. Another one here is cellulase. Cellulase helps us to digest fiber of the skin of the vegetables and fruit. And many people stop digesting it with a certain age. Sometimes when we go to the toilet, we can see that we don't digest skin of tomatoes or fruit. This enzyme, cellulase, will help you with this problem. Okay, another one here is sucrase. This one breaking down sugars for energy, thus making our energy production even more sufficient. And there is another lovely addition to this complex, which is anti-gluten enzyme mixture. Because many people even don't realize that they have gluten intolerance. And even when I strongly recommend for those people who have gluten intolerance to avoid gluten at any cost, it's still important to take this enzymes complex because of the hidden gluten in modern foodstuff. There are lots and lots of hidden sources of gluten you never thought of. Another very important addition to this complex is betaine chloride. And this is also came from the plant source. It is here to help you to digest protein even better. Why it is important? By the middle age, many people notice that they very often become heavy after eating meat or chicken or eggs, for example. And they would say, my body doesn't want meat. This is not true. I'm not talking now about vegetarians who avoid eating meat for cultural or ethical reasons. This is a different story. This is about when you eat meat and you say, it is so heavy feeling. It stays in my stomach forever without digestion. I don't feel light anymore. This could mean that the production of your stomach acid is compromised. Sometimes people have indigestion or stomach cramps and they think, oh, I have too much stomach acid. In fact, this could be absolutely opposite. And this is actually impossible to tell how much acidity in your stomach is until you measure it in a lab. And hydrochloric acid or stomach acid helps you in protein digestion. So if you have low stomach acid, you feel that full and heavy feeling, and maybe especially bloating after eating meat or eggs. What I would suggest is people first to go to a primary care practitioner and check themselves for Helicobacter pylori contamination. But this is another story. For now, you can help yourself by adding Terrazyme into your supplementation regime, because it contains kind of plant-based replacement for acidity. It's called betaine hydrochloride, to help you with digestion of heavy protein foods. Without properly absorbed proteins, we will not make hormones, neurotransmitters, collagen, minerals, with all the consequences coming from this digestive issue. If you're under doctor supervision for any ulcers, please ask their permission before you start taking Terrazyme, only if you have ulcers. How to take these enzymes? On the label, you can read, take 1 capsule with a light meal, for example, with a salad, at the time of the meal, and up to 3 capsules with a heavy meal, again, with a meal or immediately after a meal, because they will start doing their job, converting your meal into smaller particles for better digestion. So please, when you do your LRP or the next time, loyalty rewards program, do not forget to put Terrazyme in your basket. This should become the essential habit. Like you supplement with lifelong vitality, you need to start supplementing with Terrazyme. Take it with you when you go to a restaurant, to work. Always take it with you. And only then essential oils will come and will be helpers for your best health. Thank you very much. It was our continuous education session, and it was a deeper insight in the Terrazyme capsules. Bye-bye.